Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Granger Defined. So this week we were talking with Cami Wilkerson, who is a member of our debate team. And well, debate team did really well this year. They've made a lot of improvements. And before that, Granger High School's debate team was kind of struggling. But before we talked to you and kind of did an interview with you, we wanted to do a challenge. We should understand that Cami placed as a state champion this year in debate. It's her first year doing debate. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later, but to see how good at debate she really is, we're going to give her a challenge. So we have with us Dr. Gaddy, and he's stepping into the camera, there he is, and he is going to serve as judge. So what we're going to do is give Cami 2 minutes to prep. She has to convince Dr. Gaddy that cell phones should not be allowed in school. It doesn't matter whether she's for or against this, but that's what she has to convince Dr. Gaddy of. So we're going to give you 2 minutes. You can go ahead and step into your desk. Paul's going to have 2 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Tell us when you're ready, Paul.
Ready, go.
I believe that you guys are all aware and familiar with Albert Einstein, and I don't know if you've heard this quote by him, and don't quote me word for word because I don't think this is perfect, but when technology advances, supposedly we'll have a generation of idiots or something along that sort, and I completely and totally agree, especially when it comes to cell phones in school. Cell phones are great for numerous reasons, but when you're in a learning environment and you're attempting to, literally shape this person's life choices, paths, education, there's no reason to have cell phones in school. So three main reasons I find that cell phones are just absolutely, they're not needed in school. First of all, because they're distracting to the learning environment. There's no reason why you come here to learn. Every day you show up, 7:30 sharp, you're here to learn. Second of all, it's a safety hazard. What if, for example, we were to have a hard lockdown? Someone comes into school, someone tweets something, has their location on. Can you fathom how many people he could locate and seriously hurt? It's a matter of safety. You're not protected. You literally everything on your phone. You can be tracked anywhere at any time. Also, another thing is that since technology has advanced so much, everything is extremely expensive, and I find it really hard for just to watch my friends. Oh, I had this stolen, I had that stolen. It's just heartbreaking to see people's hard-earned money just being taken. That's another thing is like you really are here to learn, and so why even open up the possibility of having your stuff taken from you? So, with all of that being taken into account too and said, I strongly feel that cell phones should not be allowed in a learning environment. It's not beneficial to our students. So.
Break! That was awesome. 2 minutes of preparation. Okay, now we're going to give Dr. Gaddy 1 minute to say it. It's your minute. And if you end up talking about whatever, I guess that's okay, but we prefer to stay on topic with regards to what Cami just said.
Well, when I heard Cami introduced as a debate person, debate in my mind translates to the word argument. And my wife argues with me all the time. And I'm not saying I'm always right. I was wrong once in 1987. And so clearly, arguing really bothers me. It makes me feel like, I really want to go nuts. And so I really didn't listen to a lot of what Cami said because I was just thinking about arguing with my wife a lot. In addition, it reminds me of a quote, and don't quote me word for word, that Albert Einstein once said, that he said, if your wife argues with you, she is wrong. And so those are also quotes that make me think that debate should be outlawed in schools. Maybe cell phones are allowed and debates outlawed. I don't know. On the other hand, Granger High School, thanks to Cami Wilkerson, we will not have cell phones allowed in our school next year. She makes one heck of an argument. So
social suicide.
for whatever reason, if you want to thank anybody for rescuing your education, your safety, and from not getting your cell phone stolen, you can thank Cami. So Cami, you're very persuasive. Brooke, my wife, if you're watching this, when I get home, you better not start on me, because I remember what Einstein said about your wife arguing with you and she's wrong. And so all of those things into account, no cell phones. You win.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Gaddy, for your time and for judging that. We appreciate I think they were words of advice and the feedback you gave Cami. So
Yeah.
we appreciate that. We're going to go into the interview now. So thanks for coming on.
I got to go. I'm going to go get some cell phones.
Oh.
All of them.
Have a
All
nice
of
time. All of them. All of them. Okay.
All right. So go ahead and take a seat, Cami. We're going to go ahead and right into that. That was good.
Improv night. Don't think I should.
That was great. I feel like that was the solid points I made.
Yeah, no, I think you
Felt
did
good.
great. I especially liked the idea of, for example, the location settings on smartphones.
It's true.
So that's a good point. I would like to explain that Granger Defined does not endorse having cell phones in or out of schools. It was just a fun topic that we could bring up, and so it was fun to hear that. I don't know if you actually even believe that cell phones should
Oh
be in
goodness,
schools.
no. I'm very good at keeping my composure.
That's what you're supposed to do as
yeah.
an
That's
intervention.
pretty much when you're going through impromptu, that's your original setup. You prep for 2 minutes. You start with a quote or a cool story, and then you just go into your 3 main topics. So
Cool. Well, that is absolutely an awesome ability. And so we just had a few questions to kind of get to know how you kind of came onto this talent, I guess, and how you developed it. And so I guess my first question is you mentioned that you have no experience with debate.
nope,
right?
this is my first novice year. That I've never really competed or anything except for this year.
So what did you do to go from not having any experience to finishing after your first year as a state champion?
I just worked a lot with Dr. T and Pat. It was a lot of practice. Also, my teammates, we practice with each other a lot. So actually getting to talk to a competitor is really helpful as well. So I pretty much just bettered myself through my teammates and through my coaches.
Wonderful. So I guess the next question is debate provides you with a lot of wonderful skills such as critical thinking, analysis. How do you plan to use those skills in the future? Especially, what would you like to do in the future? I mean, do you plan on one day being an attorney? Do you plan to involve debate at all? Or is it just kind of a fun side project that you really want to enjoy in high school?
The reason why I started up debate was because I did intend on being a lawyer. But I don't know, just right now, just where I'm at in life, I have no desire to be a lawyer.
Sure.
I feel like that wouldn't be the career of choice, but I definitely want to use the speaking skills that I have gained in debate to just human resource skills even. You can do anything right now. I have no idea what I want to do with these skills. I know that I acquired them.
Exactly. They're absolutely critical. Well, it's not critical, I should say, but useful skills.
Right.
Skills
very
that you can
useful,
take, like you're saying,
extremely.
into any professional setting.
And,
Now, another question is Law and Order like your favorite show now?
I have. It's always been my favorite show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As a child, when I was like really really tiny, my grandma is really into. My grandma Lynn, she pretty much raised me. She's really into like sci-fi and Law and Order and a bunch of crazy cool stuff. So I was in her lap almost all the time every day, and she just Law and Order SVU.
So you gotta watch that, yeah.
Yes, over and over and over and over again until I can, pretty much memorize the script. So, I definitely do love those shows. They are pretty great. I don't know. It definitely did encourage me to go into debate though, because just seeing how the whole system functions as a whole was super interesting to me. I was just like, wow, that's really cool how people, find stuff out that way.
Okay, interesting. Now, I have 2 more questions for you. One is, if you could give any message to Dr. Tuckness, and then Pat, your debate coaches, what message would that be for the help they gave you this year?
Oh, thank you for not killing me. At the very beginning of the year, I was really, really high strung, high stress. I was so worried about everything. And I just want to thank you guys so much for just telling me to breathe, because it really is. It's just your nerves until your second competition. You're just live
Help
wire.
you shaped your performance.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, thanks guys. You're wonderful.
Okay, and then just the last question. We ask the question to everyone that comes on to the Granger Define show. If you could give any message to the Granger community, and it could be simple, like look both ways before you cross the street. I say that one a lot because it is really simple. Mm-hmm. What would that message be? What would you say to the Granger Define community?
You can do anything you set your mind to. I honestly walked into state thinking that I was not going to place or even win. And I went in with the mindset that winning really didn't matter to me. I just wanted to go there, experience it with my team, and have fun. So, if you can set your mind to it and you can be positive, you can do anything.
Awesome. Well, we agree with that. And we'd like to thank you for coming on. Before we end...
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Before we end, we just want to remind everyone watching to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So once again, Cami, thanks for coming on. Yeah. We appreciate it.